How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Hellboy, directed by Neil Marshall, and this is the reboot to the franchise. It doesn't continue the series directed by Guillermo del Toro. Now, I own the first two films, and I'd say they're pretty solid films. I enjoyed them enough. They're fun to watch. This film, unfortunately, not so much. It's a completely different movie. Tonally speaking, at least. Stories all over the place. It felt as if they were making things up along the way. There just wasn't a proper flow from scene to scene. There's a lot of cuts, very choppy editing. It almost felt like a 2-hour trailer. It just jumps around from location to location, poorly introduces side characters, and completely wastes some of the talent behind the camera, whether it's Ian McShane as Hellboy's father, or Mila Jovovich, who, would seem to be a good fit. She's been in these types of fantasy movies where she's got to play an evil role or something. It's up her alley, but in this film, I'm just not buying her performance. It's really over the top and just laughable. It might be because of the bad script. I'm not saying anything about casting, but the story here is just weak, and it is an over-the-top movie. But at least if it's over the top and enjoyable, I'm fine with that, But if it's over the top, it's got to make me laugh or give me some kind of entertainment. The humor fails, the action isn't all that great, and the special effects aren't better than the first two films, which is saying a lot considering the last movie came out 11 years ago. The movie doesn't seem to have much of a style. Like certain directors, you can tell this is what they always do, and you can kind of see, oh, this is the creative genius behind this person. This movie, anybody could have made it. It's just a lot of gore and, special effects, and it's just, at this point, it's become a bore to watch. I'm not impressed by special effects, and here, they're not all that great to begin with, and I'm not a fan of big monster movies. I can find some entertaining. This just wasn't one of them. They put in a bunch of monsters in here, urban legends from different cultures, but why are they in there? How does this connect to anything? Just in there for fan service? Like, why is it there? It's just another movie that begins with a King Arthur backstory, much like Transformers: The Last Knight, and doesn't have a cohesive story, or is just a B-rate movie that belongs on the Sci-Fi Channel and not in theaters. The only saving grace for this movie is David Harbour. He's got quite the shoes to fill, considering that Ron Perlman did a pretty damn good job playing Hellboy, and it would have been really hard to replace him. And surprisingly, David Harbour gave it his all, and it paid off. He's the only thing I like in this movie. Other than that, the music choices were okay, I guess. I mean, a lot of them didn't fit the movie. I think the last song in the film, towards the end, where he turns into, full demon mode, that Hellboy, that is, that's the only song that I kind of thought worked with the scene, and mainly probably because I just liked the song. I was expecting to see Hellboy in the demon form, like the ultimate demon form. I was expecting to see that for the majority of the film, not just 5 minutes towards the end. So very disappointed in that, and it was a cool scene, but I could have just seen the trailer and gotten that cool scene, and that's it. Other than that, I was really unentertained by the story or the effects. The humor just wasn't there, and the villain was completely wasted. Just such a freaking disappointment with the villain. And there's an additional boar character in here who's the henchman of the Blood Witch. Such a childish character that almost reminds me of Jar Jar Binks at times. That bad. I really hated that character. Just, I don't know what the heck's wrong with this movie. Someone thought this was going to be good, and unfortunately, this was a massive letdown and already a contender for the worst movie of the year. With that being said, I'm going to be giving Hellboy a Z. Not that good of a movie. I'm curious to see what other people thought of this film, whether you're a Hellboy fan or not. Either way, I think the main consensus is that this movie wasn't good. The question now is, if you haven't seen Hellboy before, would you even attempt to watch the other two Hellboys after this abomination? Because I probably wouldn't. But it's such a letdown because the first two movies are pretty damn good, and this one just doesn't need to exist. Why did they wait so long to release this? So everyone would forget how good the other two movies are and just pass with this one? This was just a complete letdown, and I'm curious to what you guys thought about the movie down below in the comment section. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up there and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys next time for more unboxings, reviews, and movie news.